Hello everyone, Lisa here, aka Crafting Diva. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel today. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel today, as I have another little project share video for you all today, as this is going to be my project for the lovely Shirley from Handmade from Shirley here on YouTube for her little challenge Tag Tuesday. I'm so sorry I'm a little late with my project. Just didn't get round to having enough time on Tuesday to get my project made and filmed, but I'm doing it today, so I hope you're going to enjoy having a look at what I'm going to make for today's prompt, which was circle. If you're not aware, this is a lovely little challenge that Shirley is running on her YouTube channel. I'll link her channel in the description box below, and she's got the hashtag Tag Tuesday. Every week during the month she gives us different prompts to make a tag and come and share our projects with you all. So we've had some wonderful prompts so far. Last time we had hearts, we've had rip torn papers, we've had tartan, we had crackle, and we had stamping. So as you can see, Shirley is giving us some really fun prompts to make some tags with and share the designs we make with you all. I've got a little playlist of all these little projects that I've made so far for Tag Tuesday, so I'll link my little playlist in that description box below if you'd like to go and check those out, as you will see all my previous designs that I've done so far. But like I said to you, today's prompt was to use circles on our tags. So what I've used to do my tag this time, that I'm going to do a bit on camera with you today, is I've used this gorgeous Tim Holtz stencil that is this gorgeous circle design, and then I've used some of this Sizzix textured crystal glaze paste. So I've got a nice glazed paste here that dries clear. This is from Sizzix. And what I've done is took my basic white tag, and hopefully it's going to show on camera. It will in a moment when I add the next step to my tag design. Is I've gone through that stencil with that textured paste from Sizzix, and it's dried clear, so it's given me a lovely circle design on my tag. And what I'm going to use to colour my tag itself is I'm going to use some of these Novo shimmer powder. These are water reactive powders. I've got all different colours here, so I'm not quite sure what colour tones we'll go with to start with. But yeah, these are fantastic little shimmer powders that you sprinkle onto your surface, spray with water, and they explode in coloured pigment. There's all different sorts of brands of these. I've also got the Ken Oliver Colour Burst. These are pretty much the same sort of product, just a Ken Oliver brand. I know Crafters Companion did some that was their brand, and I think even Creative Expressions. So there's lots of different variations of these shimmer water burst powders, but I really like the Novo designs. So what I'm going to do is take my Tim Holtz Distress Water sprayer, and I'm going to very lightly give my tag a mist over with a little bit of the water, just to start getting those powders to react. And then first of all, I'm going to use some of this Atlantic Burst, and as you see, as I start tapping the little pot, hopefully the powders are going to start reacting with that little bit of water that I sprayed on top. But in a minute I'm going to spray it with some even more water, and it really will explode when we do that. Then I'm going to add a bit of Green Parade. And again, these powders, just because they're different brands, you can mix them all together. So if I show you, if I bring in a bit of my Ken Oliver one, I'll bring in the lemon yellow. We can just add a bit of that as well. It's just getting the little powder particles to come out. Right, so we're going to leave that like that for the moment, and we're going to start spraying it with a bit more water so we can see those colours really start to burst. And as you can see, the more water I'm spraying, the more them colours are starting to burst. We just give it a little tilt so some of that will start running. We'll add a bit more water so that really starts bursting with colour. And as you can see, how beautiful is this starting to look. We'll just give it a little tilt so we get a little bit of that excess green off. I think we'll add a bit more of the Atlantis Burst to add a bit more of the bluey tone, like so. What other blues have I got? I've got a gorgeous bright blue here. What colour is this? Blue Blitz. Let's add a bit of that. Oh yeah, that's very vibrant, that one. So we'll add a bit of that colour. And let's add a bit more water to get that bright blue to go. And as you can see, as I'm starting to get lots and lots of colour on my card, we're really starting to see that circle design popping in the background. So as you can see, I'm just tilting the card just to get those colours to run. Add a bit more of our yellow, I think. Okay, I think that's getting to about where I'd like it. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more water just to get that yellow to go. As you can see, I've just put some random copy of paper underneath me just so that it doesn't go everywhere. We just put a little bit more yellow, and then I am going to put my heat gun on for a few seconds, so please bear with me while we have a bit of noise. So let me just give it a blast with our heat gun just to start getting that to dry off. Absolutely stunning colours we're getting. Sorry about the heat gun noise. So let me just move this paper out of the way so we don't get that everywhere. And as you can see, look at them absolutely stunning mixed colours we've got to our tag now, and you can really see that circle design in the background. So once that is totally dry, I'm going to go round the edge with my black fine liner pen, and then just to make this a simple design tag, all I've done is made another little watercolor background with my powders. I let that dry, and then I've added one of those black see-through stickers that I showed you in a previous video, Make a Wish, and then I've cut that out with a circle die, and then I'm just going to add a bit of 3D foam onto the back of this. This is going to be a really simple tag this week, but I think that background is just so striking. We really don't want to lose too much of that in the back by covering it over. And then I think we're going to add that down to the bottom corner, so it sort of blends in but still stands out with that Make a Wish black sticker. So this is going to be my tag for this week for circles, and as you can see, that paste has got a tiny bit of glitter in it, so I don't know if that's going to show on camera, but has got a tiny little bit of sparkle there. But as you can see, how beautiful does that watercolor pixie powder shimmer powder background look for my circle design. So yeah, really simple technique, really great to have in your stash, any sort of these shimmer water reactive powders. You can buy them all sorts of places. They're not too expensive to buy, and as you can see, you can get an instant bold watercolor effect background, and especially if you start using it with your texture paste, you get these gorgeous textured backgrounds. So they're great to play with, great to have in your stash. So if you haven't got any, I would highly recommend them. So thanks so much for watching today. I'm just going to finish my tag off by going around the edge with a black pen, and then I'm going to put that on my little jump ring. And yeah, I'd love to read any of your comments. Have you ever used any sort of these powders before? Do you love using them? I'd love to read any of your comments, so please feel free to leave them in that comments box below. Hit that like button, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.